Good morning, everybody. We have a mixed trade in the grain markets here early on Friday morning. It is 6:30 a.m. Central Time. July corn futures down 1 at 6.52 and a quarter. December corn is down a quarter cent at 5.35 and 3/4. July soybeans up 5 at 13.76 and a quarter. November soybeans up 2 and a quarter at 12.94. July Chicago wheat up 2 and 3/4 at 6.54. July Kansas City wheat up 6 and a quarter at 6.12 and a quarter. July spring wheat up 15 and a quarter cents at 8.24 and a half. If you're listening on the podcast, appreciate it. As always, leave me a review or a rating if you have not already. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. It will help this channel to grow, help me to keep doing this. If you need some additional assistance from me, go to my website. It is www.standardgrain.com. Go to that website, click on Grain Marketing Plan here in the upper right-hand corner. This subscription service, guys, includes a ton of information for $49 a month. My morning email goes out every business day at 6:30 a.m. Central Time. There's a text message service that goes along with that. Subscriber-only videos and content. I've had just fantastic feedback regarding these videos. Actually, during the summer, one thing that I've been doing the last several weeks, I've been doing a Sunday weather video where I'll run through the models. I'll tell you the implication for the market. Those have been very popular. So if you're interested in this deal, go to my website, sign up. It's billed through PayPal to your credit card automatically every month. You can cancel it at absolutely any time. You don't need a trading account. You don't need anything other than just to get this information for $49. So certainly check that out this weekend, guys. To get into some of the headlines here this morning, the news wires are out with their analyst polls ahead of next week's planted acreage report. The Reuters poll and the Bloomberg poll look very, very similar. The Reuters poll has the average trade guess for corn acreage at 93.8 million versus March intentions of 91.1. So looking for an increase in corn acreage, no surprise there. The average guess for soybean acreage in the Reuters poll, 88.9, which would be up from March intentions of 87.6. The Bloomberg poll had a nearly identical corn acreage number, but pegged soybean acreage slightly higher at 89.1. So that's what we're looking at ahead of the report. I will talk a little bit more about this early next week, or quite a bit more about this early next week, but this is a big report next Wednesday, guys. Yesterday's export sales report was mostly lackluster. Old crop corn sales 216,000, new crop sales 311. Old crop soybean sales 142, new crop sales just 47,000. Wheat sales were okay at 374, but that was a mostly lackluster export sales report yesterday. Now, USDA did report two additional flash sales of new crop U.S. soybeans yesterday. One was to China, one was to an unknown destination. We had another 132,000 metric tons to China for new crop delivery and 260,000 metric tons to an unknown destination for new crop delivery. So between China and unknown destinations, this week's flash sales of U.S. soybeans have totaled 1.178 million metric tons. That's 43 million bushels in total, and these are all new crop sales this week. And that's really good. I talked yesterday a little bit about how the new crop export sales program for soybeans is just kind of a run-of-the-mill deal for right now. But also, remember that last year, China did this big buying spree of U.S. new crop beans, and it really started to accelerate in July and August last year. So I'm curious, I think, as is a lot of people, is this the beginning of another big buying spree, or is this more of a flash in the pan type deal, or is it somewhere in the middle? Rains fell over parts of Kansas, northern Missouri, southern Iowa, and Illinois overnight. I'll pull up some maps for you here. Quite a bit of rain on the radar again here today. Here's what we saw over the last 12 hours, or the 12 hours up to 5 a.m. Central. Southern Iowa caught some more rain. Northern Missouri caught a bunch of rain. Looks like some of Kansas did okay in terms of rainfall. More rain in Illinois. So the overnight stuff looks okay. Here's the radar at 5:30 this morning. Again, that system still sitting over northern Missouri. Also parts of northeast Kansas, maybe the far southeast corner of Nebraska caught some rain. And then there's a system pushing across the western, say, half of Nebraska this morning. And then you've got more in Illinois. You've got a system in Indiana. So quite a bit of rain on the radar here this morning. Here's the next 7 days. You've got this band that runs up from North Texas through Oklahoma, through southeast Kansas, through Missouri, through Illinois, through Indiana. That band is going to catch 2 to 3 inches of rain here over the next 7 days, and some areas even more than that. These peripheral areas in the blue here, most of Iowa, eastern, or a lot of Nebraska, a lot of, say, far southern Illinois, far southern Indiana, they're going to catch up to an inch of rain over the next 7 days. So still a wet deal here for a lot of the Corn Belt. Of course, areas that continue to be high and dry would be the Dakotas and southern Minnesota. I will note, I don't have the map here, but the GFS model actually does offer some rain for southern Minnesota and the eastern part of South Dakota between now and the 4th of July out in that extended period. So that would be very much welcome for those areas which have been very dry or drought stricken. Certainly, they could really use it. Those are some of the problem areas this year. Remember, July grain options expire today. If you have any remaining open positions there, make sure you take a look. The cattle market yesterday was mixed in the fat cattle, 30 cents higher in the June, 25 cents lower in the August. The feeder cattle market was mostly higher. Really ugly trade in the hogs again. Cash cattle was 122 in the south, 125 to 126 in the north. The outside markets here this morning, the S&P is up 4 points. The Dow's up 100. I think we had a record close in the S&P yesterday, or pretty close to it. The gold and silver markets are up just a little bit. The U.S. dollar is marginally lower. Crude oil down 20 cents at 73.10 in the August WTI. The bonds are about flat. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. I will talk to you on Monday.